our topic is dissolving, filtering and evaporation. Yes, pure substance is the substance which consists of only one type of atoms or molecules. So, in chemistry, pure term referred to as only one type of atoms or one type of molecule. Any substance which consists of only one type of atoms or molecule is referred to as a pure substance. For example, water, it's pure water. Distilled water is the pure water. In the term of chemists, the distilled water is the pure water. It's a pure substance. Okay, now you people give me the examples of some pure substances. Oxygen is a pure substance. Any other example? Hydrogen is a pure substance. Sugar is a pure substance. Very good. NaCl, sodium chloride is a pure substance. Calcium carbonate is a pure substance. Sodium chloride is a pure substance. It contains two types of particles. You see, when sodium metals react with chlorine, it gives sodium chloride. Sodium is it's very reactive metal. It can even explode when we just expose it in the air. And chlorine is also poisonous. So both are very violent and reactive elements. So they both when react with each other, they give us a compound which is totally different from sodium and chlorine. It forms a compound, and compound consists of molecules. It is not made up of two types of, we can say it is not made up of two types of atom. It is basically a molecule, one molecule. Now the identity of sodium and chlorine is not in sodium chloride. It is totally different from sodium and chlorine. A new substance is formed that is called sodium chloride, which is totally different from sodium and chlorine. So sodium chloride is one molecule. So if all the molecules are of sodium chloride, that is a pure substance. Okay. Now, can you give me the examples of impure substances? Mineral water is the example of the impure substance. Air is an impure substance. Air is a mixture of the different substances. What about cooking oil? In our daily life we can take the example. Cooking oil. Is it a pure substance? It consists of so many things. Cooking oil consists of so many things. Milk. Is milk a pure substance? Milk is not a pure substance. It consists of protein, water, and there are calcium element is present and the other elements are present, other minerals are present in the milk. So milk is also not a pure substance. So you have an idea of the pure substance and impure. Now we'll see the methods of the purification. There are different methods of purification that we are going to study. So today the one method that we are going to study is dissolving, filtering and evaporation. Okay, this technique, as I told you, there are so many methods of the purification. So these methods of purification depend upon the different substances that we are going to purify or that we are going to separate. So this technique especially is referred to those solids which behaves differently in the solvent. For example, I make you this understand clear. For example, there is a solid A is mixed with solid B. Solid A is mixed with, there is one solid A and the other solid B, they both mix with each other. Okay, they form a mixture. Now, they both are not pure. Solid A is a pure substance, solid B is a pure substance. When we mix these two pure substances, so we form a mixture. So when this mixture, how we separate this mixture? We use this technique. And this technique depends upon that one solid is soluble, solid A is soluble, should be soluble, and solid B should be insoluble in solvent. So dissolving, filtering and evaporation technique we use for those solids in which the one solid is soluble in water and the other solid is insoluble. So what we do, first of all, we take these two solids and we dissolve in the water. Both the solids A and solid B will dissolve in water. What will happen? That solid A will dissolve inside the water and solid we will not dissolve in water. It will settle down rather here. This I am going to perform experiment. Okay, afterwards, after dissolving, what we'll do, we'll filter to the filter paper. We place the filter paper here in the funnel and we filter it. After filtering, we see that the insoluble part will remain here. This is known as residue, and the solution will pass through the filter paper, that will be known as filtrate. Okay, the insoluble solid which will left over the filter paper known as residue, and the solution which will pass through the filter paper known as filtrate. Afterwards, we have separated, you can see we have separated solid A from solid B. Now we have solution of solid A and the water. So this we can also separate through the evaporation technique. We take the china dish, we take this solution in the china dish and we heat it. Now, while heating, we have to be very careful. We have to give the gentle heat because we are going to prepare the crystal of solid. If we have to prepare a large crystal of the solid, we have to provide a gentle heat over here. If we have to we want to get the small crystals, so we have to provide a abrupt heat over here. Okay. So at room temperature, the evaporation can also take place, but it will take too long. So to get two big crystals, right? So we use in our labs or in the laboratories, we use the sand bath or the water bath for providing the gentle heat. Okay. So when after evaporation, the solvent or the water, it will evaporate and the crystals of solid A will be seen in the china dish along the wall of the china dish. So this process is known as evaporation. So we have done these three methods. Number one is the dissolving, second one is the filtration, and third one is the evaporation. Okay, this is solid A, which is soluble in water, and this is solid B. You can see it's a sand, and this is sodium chloride. Now we are going to dissolve both the solid in the water. This is distilled water. Take a little amount of water inside the beaker. So 2 spoons of salt and 2 spoons of sand. We dissolve it. We dissolve it properly so that one solid, which is sodium chloride, should dissolve. Okay, this process is called dissolving. Next we start filtering. We take this filter paper, we fold it like this one time and then another folding this, and we open it in the way that the one part of the folding should become like this and the 3 parts of the folding should be on the other side and form a conical shape, and we fix in the funnel. First we get this funnel wet, the wall of the funnel, and we fix it like this. We start filtering, we place a beaker and then we start filtering. After filtering, this is filtrate in the beaker. Which solution is this? Filtrate. And after when the process of filtration will complete, so we'll see the residues of the sand on the filter paper. So afterwards we start evaporating. For this we take a sand bath. We don't have to direct heat it. Why? Because in order to get the large crystal, we have to heat indirectly. Otherwise we get very small crystals or the crystals will destroy, we heat them. So we need a sand bath for this. So this is enough. We can take the the cyanide, start heating it. So this process is called evaporation. What will happen? The water will evaporate and the crystals of the sodium chloride will see along the wall of the cyanide. It will take time because the process of evaporation, if we are heating directly, then it will be happen quickly. But we are not directly heating directly, so it will take some time and the water will evaporate and the salt will appear along the wall of the cyanide.